Have you ever wondered how our body processes the food we eat? The answer lies in an amazing system within us known as the human digestive system. This system is a complex network that allows us to digest and absorb nutrients from the food we consume. So buckle up for a fascinating journey from the mouth to the anus, exploring the wonders of the human digestive system. Picture, if you will, a long, winding tube. This is the gastrointestinal tract, or GI tract for short, running from the mouth to the anus. Alongside this are the accessory organs, the helpers in the digestion process, producing enzymes, acids, bile, and other substances that aid in the breakdown and absorption of food. Our journey begins in the mouth. Here, the teeth and tongue work together in chewing food and mixing it with saliva. This saliva contains an enzyme called amylase, which starts to break down starches. The result? A soft mass called a bolus, which we swallow and send down the pharynx, or the throat. The pharynx, a muscular tube, serves as a connection between the mouth and the esophagus, or the food pipe. When we swallow, a flap of tissue known as the epiglottis covers the larynx, or voice box, preventing food from entering the respiratory system. The food then enters the esophagus, which employs a wave-like motion called peristalsis to move the food towards the stomach. The stomach, a sac-like organ lying below the diaphragm, takes on three main tasks: storing food, mixing food with gastric juice, and releasing food into the small intestine. Gastric juice, a cocktail of hydrochloric acid, water, mucus, and enzymes, helps break down proteins and fats, while a protective layer of mucus shields the stomach wall from the acid. The food in the stomach is churned and mixed with gastric juice to form a semi-liquid substance called chyme, which is gradually released into the small intestine through a valve called the pyloric sphincter. Next, we find ourselves in the small intestine, the longest part of the GI tract. This is where the magic happens, as most of the digestion and absorption of nutrients takes place here. The small intestine receives chyme from the stomach, bile from the liver and gallbladder, and pancreatic juice from the pancreas. The small intestine is also home to millions of tiny, finger-like projections called villi and microvilli that increase the surface area for absorption of nutrients. Finally, the large intestine, or the colon, receives the undigested and unabsorbed material from the small intestine. Here, water and electrolytes are absorbed, and the remaining waste material is formed into feces, which are then eliminated from the body through the anus. So there you have it, the complex yet fascinating journey of food through our body, from the mouth to the anus, starting from the breaking down of food in the mouth, the churning in the stomach, the absorption in the small intestine, and finally, the expulsion of waste from the colon. Our digestive system is a marvel of nature, working tirelessly to ensure we get the nutrients we need from the food we consume. It's indeed a journey worth appreciating every time we sit down for a meal.